My whole life, I always knew I was special. Even with no remainders, I could always move a decimal. Money on my mind while the girls that made un beso. Hustlers in my blood and it's running through my vessels. Just trying to clear the threshold, just trying to make a way. In my race against time, I could see an early grave. School to prison pipeline, 12 years a slave. Suspension and detention is conditioned for a cage.
The next topic we're going to discuss on Boxing Bros is our predictions for Oscar Valdez versus Shakur Stevenson. Now, G is breathing a sigh of relief because he does not have to worry because this is not a heavyweight fight. I'm turning it over to you, Conspiracy G. Who you got, Oscar Valdez or Shakur Stevenson?
I got Shakur Stevenson for the simple fact that, he has good work for this training camp. He got Caleb Plant and TC. So I know they pushed him real hard, in preparation for Valdez. So, which even though they don't fight like Valdez, the fact that those guys have, the size and, a lot of advantages against Shakur Stevenson, that has to prepare you for this Oscar fight. So I definitely got Shakur Stevenson. But unfortunately, I'm going to say by decision, not by knockout. So it's going to be 12th round decision for me.
All right, turn it over to Trill Dollar.
12 round snooze fest. That's what you're going for.
I'm not gonna call it snooze fest. I think Valdez is gonna bring it to him.
Yeah,
I don't think Shakur's gonna go for the knockout. I think he's gonna go for the I'm gonna play it safe. Box. Yeah.
Okay. Look, I said it before. I said the same thing that I'm gonna say that I've said before. Right? I said if Usyk beats AJ, he deserves all the credit in the world. You know what I'm saying? Because and then I proceeded to pick AJ, right? Then I said with the Josh Taylor fight against Ramirez, I said if Josh Taylor wins this fight, he deserves all the credit in the world. And then I proceeded to pick Ramirez. I'm going to stick to what I always do. If Shakur Stevenson can be an Oscar Valdez, he deserves all the credit in the world. The reason why I'm saying this is because this guy, Oscar Valdez, is a monster. He's incredible. He has the power and he can box. All he has to do, I feel like he has all the advantages against the little guy, Shakur Stevenson, right? I think that Shakur is going to have to box the perfect fight because we still have questions out about Shakur Stevenson, about his chin and other stuff. Can he go and have a tough, grueling fight? And how is his chin and stuff like that? But Valdez has answered these questions for me. And he proved to me that he is a warrior. This is going to be the fight that makes Shakur Stevenson, where we're going to be like, okay, he earned all the praises and all that. He earned them. Mm-hmm. Because he's going in there with a live dog. He's not going in there with somebody that's already conceded that he is the best. He fought for a title and the guy was already telling him he was gonna lose. You know what I'm saying? He didn't put up no resistance. He just came there to get beat up. That's not what's going to happen when Oscar Valdez steps in between them ropes. Oscar Valdez he's in shock. He's in shock that you're even saying that this little punk can beat him. You know what I'm saying? He's saying, do you know who I am? Do you see what I just did to the guy who they said was the monster at this division? Did you see how I just flattened him out on his face? Then y'all try to do me wrong and saying that my tea was all, you try to talk bad about my tea? Oscar Valdez got a grudge on he got a chip on his shoulder. He's coming to put a hurting on Shakur Stevenson. And we done seen him do this to people before. We seen him knock people out, flat out. So if Shakur Stevenson can use all that beautiful boxing that he learned over there from getting beat up on by TC, you know, if he can turn that into a victory against Oscar Valdez, then he just kudos to him. He's gonna be a problem because Oscar Valdez has a dope team too. Not only does Shakur Stevenson has a cool team, you know, he got a guy over there that helped him with the fight that got beat up by a guy that's helping Oscar Valdez. Saul, my man over there. So you know, so they coming with a game plan too,
and Ryan got dropped, so he got extra time with time.
He got more Reynoso time. You know what I'm saying? These guys have a chip on their shoulder. So you're going against all that, Shakur Stevenson. You're going against all that. So if you can outbox and fight the perfect fight against Oscar Valdez, kudos to you. And I think that you would be the man at that division. They would have to, you are the man. But right now, to me, I think it's Oscar Valdez. And I'm picking Oscar Valdez. I think Oscar Valdez goes in there and he beats him up. He beats him up. But if Shakur Stevenson can do it, kudos to Shakur Stevenson because he's going to have to really box a perfect fight. We've seen him do that against lesser opposition. Now, if he can do this against Oscar Valdez, I'll stamp him. But I just know who's been proven that, you know, they belong there, and that's been Oscar Valdez. He proved it.
Jersey, stand up. You got this.
Viva Mexico.
I think there's been some interesting points being made. To me, the best points are the fact that Shakur Stevenson is known for his elusive defense and the fact that he keeps opponents to landing a low percentage of their punches. But again, these are opponents who are not of the caliber of Oscar Valdez. Mm-hmm. And Trill, you're right. Even in his biggest step-up fight, he was like fighting a dude, Jamel Herring, who he already knew. And it seemed all but practically conceded that Shakur was going to beat him. So, you know, it really wasn't as impressive as, say, it would have been if he would have done it against someone else. So those are the questions. Where you do have Oscar Valdez, who is the A side. Shakur even conceded that. And he's won some big fights, particularly his fight against Burchell. But Burchell was just knocked out in his most recent fight as well. So I don't necessarily know how much of him knocking out Burchell is that he's so special or Burchell was just shot. That's one thing. The other thing is I do believe Oscar Valdez is a very talented fighter, and he's going to be the best fighter that Shakur Stevenson has stepped in the ring with. The question is still, or I guess what I would say is that doesn't mean that Shakur won't make him look bad too. The thing that made Floyd Mayweather great was he made, you know, miraculous, marvelous, excellent fighters look average or below average. Like he made Juan Manuel Marquez miss and look horrible. He made Canelo miss and look horrible, although people want to say, oh, it was a baby Canelo. Listen, Canelo was still a hell of a fighter back then, still beat a lot of people, and people were still picking Canelo to beat Floyd before that fight because I remember, so I don't want to hear it. And now I want to act like, oh, he was a baby. Stop it. He was Canelo, and he lost. And Floyd made him look average. Floyd made Robert the Ghost Guerrero look average. You know, below average, really. Floyd made a lot of guys look bad. And the question that we're going to have answered with this Oscar Valdez fight for the first time is, can Shakur Stevenson make an offensive juggernaut like Oscar Valdez look bad the same way he makes these other guys look bad? And if he can't, he's going to lose and he's going to get hurt. But if he can, he will win. Now, what I'm tasked with is, who do I pick? If I pick Valdez, it's because I think he's going to get to Shakur. He's going to get to him enough to hurt him, to make a significant dent in him that the judges will see it and he will win, possibly even stop him. Or if I pick Shakur, it's because I believe Shakur is going to be able to, be the matador to the bull. He's going to be able to avoid. He's going to be elusive. He's going to be able to outpoint him. So when I think about this situation and I pick this fight, I think it's going to be a very close fight. I think that Oscar Valdez is going to take some rounds, and I think Shakur is going to take some rounds, and I think it's going to go to distance, and I think Shakur is going to find a way to win. So I think it's going to be a 116, 112, 115, 113 type of fight where Shakur Stevenson gets the decision. But again, that's just the way I see it. But I still think it's going to be a very tough fight for Shakur, tougher than he's ever been in. And like Trill said, I do have questions about his chin. So if he gets knocked out, that wouldn't surprise me. It's just I never knew because I had never seen him get touched on the chin. But a lot of questions will be answered. But my educated guess based on the limited test that I've seen from Shakur Stevenson is I think he will do enough to steal rounds and win the fight.
I hope he does. This is gonna be the test.
This is
definitely gonna be a test. Let us know how you feel in the comment section. Please like and subscribe. Check us out on Instagram and Twitter, and please check out our podcast on all major streaming services. We are the Boxing Bros.